Hey, what's going on, guys? So it's no secret what's been going on with Keke Palmer as of late. And with all the information that we have privy to us, let's dig into this a little bit.
How did you feel when we first were like, okay, we're going to be a little bit public about our relationship?
Yeah, at first it definitely was hard because it could all be very overwhelming. It was definitely overwhelming and intense at first. And
It was.
And it's like you almost feel that pressure of needing to just be perfect. And so it really confused me and infiltrated my mind because not only I had to hold myself to that perfect standard, I was also holding you to a perfect standard as well. So any moment of flaw on my side or on your side, it was World War III because it's like, man, we're
and
not
now the
perfect.
world sees us.
So in the past few months, you've been hearing the name Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson, and that's because their relationship, all the while being public, started to fall apart in front of everyone's eyes. And I think that the straw that broke the camel's back was the Usher concert. People started speculating on their own time about what was truly going on between the two of them. And let's not forget the way that everyone came to Keke Palmer's defense when he took a shot at the way that she was dressing, saying that she's a mom, that she should be dressing a certain way. But I guess it is one thing when you see your slim, bordering on nerdish, humble, silent, maybe quiet spouse go from this to looking in the mirror and then realize she has all of this. We may not have known what was going on behind closed doors, but let's just say in the public eye, his response wasn't taken all that well. And this whole ordeal became even more alluring when she had put out a restraining order and filed for sole custody of their child. Because if that's not a reason to raise some eyebrows, I don't know what is. But Keke Palmer fans were shocked. We all know couples have their difficulties, we all know couples face their own trials, but over the way that she's dressing, to go that far, that can't just be it. And then, on November 5th, the headlines officially came out. The allegations laid forward are as follows. He trespassed into her home without consent. It led to a physical attack. One of many, not a few, not a couple. The words were many instances of physical violence, including striking and grabbing her around the neck. What I find interesting about this is I heard the descriptions of what was being detailed in regards to the allegations, and it started to remind me of someone. Furthermore, once the cat was out of the bag, so to speak, she then detailed an experience that had happened to her in February of 2022, when, in a fit of jealousy, he decided that he was going to take his anger out on her, which led to a physical altercation, as she puts it. Now, in most cases, as long as you have one party saying one thing and then you have another party saying another thing, it really does become a matter of he said, she said. That's fair, right? But living in this day and age, we're fortunate enough to have the ability to have proof in footage. So she took it upon herself to support the allegations that she was laying forward with surveillance footage and screenshots. She even went further to lay out that this is not something that just happens in a whim, that this is a pattern, hence the reason for the restraining order, hence the reason for the sole custody request. Reading all of this, it was hard to believe that this is the exact same girl from a movie that I absolutely love. So since then, people supposedly close to Darius had made mention that this was as a result of an argument over custody of their son, and that he had texted her about going to pick him up to watch a football game on the Sunday, but when he arrived, he wasn't there. So his version is that he was only trying to wrestle her phone away from her. And at some point, Keke called her mom, got the mom on the phone, and then she even had her on speaker. This is where the talks about weapons and bullets came into play. And if you've heard the clip from TMZ, then you know exactly what the mom said that she would do to Darius. So his version is that he wasn't trying to harm her, he was just trying to wrestle the phone away from her, which is what you see on the still footages. That's what he says. That is not what I say, that is just what he says. But in the photo, you can make out that one leg is on the couch, the other leg is on the floor, and he's holding onto her arms. Regardless of if he was just trying to get the phone out of her hand, or he was doing something else, it doesn't negate the fact that he's still trespassing. And on top of that, you can't just take her phone. Take her phone to do what? I mean, what exactly was the next move after that? And in response to the comments made by Keke Palmer's mom, Darius Jackson's mom even got involved in this, where the two mothers were texting one another. Keke's mom, Sharon, expressing a high level of disappointment in how Darius's mom had raised him, even making mention that in the past, he had gone about attacking his own sister, relaying the fact that she believes that there's a string in history of violence with him, basically confirming what Keke said, that this is a pattern. But after hearing the comments, Darius Jackson's mom, and I'm going to try to pronounce her name, I think it's Inyir, She said that she's been trying to stay out of her son's personal life, that he's a grown man, she tries to let him do his own thing, but after hearing the comments made by the mom stating that she's gonna do whatever she's gonna do with a bullet to her son, she basically responded by saying, I will file a police report on you now. So in regards to this case, where we are at right now, he's sticking to his story, she's sticking to hers. Things are on camera for the world to see, and there was a temporary restraining order put in place, as well as temporary sole custody of their child. All of this was awarded to her by a judge. On December 5th, in front of a judge, Darius is going to get the chance to plead his case. But, as it stands right now, he's ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from her. Since all of this, apparently he's wiped his Instagram, and at the moment, it's probably for the best. While Keke, in the meantime, seems to be moving on to bigger, better things. We already got a chance to see her on stage, and since all of that, it was even recently announced that she is going to be the host of the Soul Train Awards. In regards to court, that security footage is going to be absolutely paramount in regards to the judge's decision making, because it does aid in removing the stigma about the whole he said, she said. This is more like a she said, and here's the proof. So let me know your thoughts on how you think this whole thing is going to play out. Again, we'll follow up along with this one as well as more evidence comes out if necessary. But until the trial date, I'll see you guys again for the next one. Be easy, y'all.
So any moment of flaw on my side or on your side, it was World War III, because it's like, man, we're
and now
not
the world
perfect.
sees us.